don't get out of this, you're also an accomplice. So just remember that.
I got plausible deniability, as they used to say around town. You got shovels.
Miles away.
I got deniability. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Kawhi Leonard scores 39. Alex Ovechkin and Connor McDavid show why they're stars, and PK Subban joins us for 5 good minutes. But we begin today with the Knicks losing at home last night to the Detroit Pistons in the Pistons' first playoff win since 2008. After the game, Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau complained about what he called, quote, a huge discrepancy in free throws, unquote. The Knicks took 19, the Pistons took 34. Wilbon Tibbs is your boy. Do you like his case?
No, it doesn't even matter because there are too many other bigger things the Knicks are confronting right now, Tony. You know, I thought Detroit was going to win game 2. They won game 2. And to me, the thing that stood out is Karl Anthony Towns, who is probably the best offensive center in the game today, certainly when it comes to just shooting the basketball. He took 3 shots in the second half. I think he took 11 for the game. No. Karl Anthony Towns can't be a spectator. He can't just sit around and Jalen Brunson do all the heavy lifting, as great as Jalen Brunson was. That's not who the Knicks are. That's not who the Knicks can be if they expect to win this series against Detroit, which now goes home, back to Detroit with home court advantage. So no, Tony, that needs to be fixed now. The Knicks have to be a better ensemble than that. Bridges, I know he had a clean look at a game. It's a shot that could have tied the game, didn't make it. They have to be better in the aggregate. So the officiating, fine, but the Knicks have problems they can solve, and they better solve as this thing moves to the Big D. Yeah,
so I watched a lot. The Big D? You think Detroit is the Big D?
The real D. The real D. The real D.
All right, so I watched a lot of this game. They showed a lot of shots of Tom Thibodeau. They were always the same shot. He was standing on the sideline. He had his arms like this, and he had a pained look on his face. Okay, he wasn't calling timeout. He wasn't looking for substitutes. He wasn't talking about running a play. He just stood there like this with a pained look on his face that I assume is because he thought there was a great disparity in the foul shots, which there was in the first half. But, Mike, in the second half, when it was a nip-and-tuck game, Detroit had 4 more foul shots than the Knicks. That's nothing. You can't complain about 4. It doesn't mean anything. If Tom Thibodeau could get somebody else to score other than Jalen Brunson, his team could have won. If, as you say, Karl Anthony Towns had more than 10 points and took even 1 shot in the fourth quarter, his team might have won. And if Tom Thibodeau could get more than 8 points out of his bench, his team could have won because Detroit got 35. So I, like you, I don't want to hear this.
Yes, and Tony, we've talked about this every year. What do his starters have when they play 40-plus minutes all the time? They look tired late, and they do need more out of that bench. Not just need, it's mandatory. So they better make an adjustment, or guess what? There's going to be a lot of whining and crying in New York, and it's going to be about more than the officiating. Let's move out here to the West, where the Clippers beat the Nuggets in Denver to even that series at a game each. Kawhi had 39 on 15 of 19 shooting, then said afterward, quote, I'm just happy I'm able to move, close quote. Injuries have forced Kawhi to sit out most of the team's playoff games the last 4 seasons. Tony, how would you describe the game Kawhi Leonard had last night?
I would describe it as the exact kind of game the Clippers hoped he would have when they spent all that money on him 6 seasons ago, before he missed 1 million games. Kawhi Leonard, and these numbers are important, he's played 266 games in 6 seasons for the Clippers. That is an average of 44 games a year, 44 out of 82. Now, one of those years he was out the whole year with injury. So that puts the average up to 53 games a year, 53 out of 82. This year, 37 games. Okay? That's all he played. These are Joel Embiid numbers. But this is why he's worth all the money. Because he had 39 points. He shot 15 out of 19. He shot 11 of 12 on 2-point goals. Is that something I could interest you in? Kawhi Leonard is the reason that series is 1-1. But, Mike, these games are few and far between.
Tone, good. We know that. Now, I'm going to get back to the business of Kawhi last night and what it means for this series. Kawhi Leonard, when whole, is a two-time champion. Not 2 times with one team, 2 times with
MVPs.
2 teams. And he was the best player on the Spurs, even when Tim Duncan was sort of the sun was setting. He was the best player on that team. And they should have won a third if not for a Ray Allen save of a game for the Miami Heat. Kawhi Leonard would have 3 rings. So when Kawhi Leonard's like this, when he's not dragging that leg up and down the court, and I was telling you this in 2019, Kawhi wasn't completely healthy in 19 when he led Toronto to the championship, but he was damn good enough. And when he's that level, two-way player, not one-way, can still defend. He had a couple of times he got that claw, got those mitts on shots, got deflections, got blocks. Kawhi Leonard, at this stage, Tony, can still be right there on the best player in the game line 2 ways. And it allows James Harden to be a little less, to do a little less, and he's still tremendous James Harden and then Zubac. So when Kawhi Leonard's just good, you like to talk about how many games he didn't play. Played last night, and he's going to play the next one.
That's right.
And you could be in trouble if you're in Denver if he does.
I said he played. He's the reason the series is 1-1 right now. I said that.
Yes,
it doesn't happen a lot. Let's move to the hockey playoffs. Last night, the Washington Capitals got 1 assist and 2 goals from Alexander Ovechkin, including the game winner in overtime to beat Montreal 3-2. And Edmonton got 3 assists and a goal from Connor McDavid, but lost 6-5 to Los Angeles on a rather fluky goal with 42 seconds to go. Wilbon, who had the more impressive night, Ovechkin or McDavid?
Ovechkin, because that's anytime he does something he's never done, then that's the tiebreaker. Winning the game is always the tiebreaker for me.
That's right.
McDavid to lead a comeback from 4. And by the way, the most spectacular goal from the 2 was that 5th goal. I mean, McDavid, the way he goes and passes the puck to himself, off the board and then cuts back hard left. It just, wow, you're amazed, and this is why he's the best player in the world. And Ovi's not the best player in the world anymore, but he won the game to give his team a 1-0 lead. I understand that Los Angeles has, I think, the best home ice record, or certainly one of the 2 or 3 best home ice records in the league this year, and they're playing right across the street from where I'm sitting now, and you lose that game, okay, you're down 1-0. It's not terrible, but I'm going to give the nod to Ovi, Tony, winning that game as he did.
Yeah. So I sat in this chair yesterday, and you asked me at the end of the show to pick all the winners from last night's hockey games, and I said the Caps. That's all I said was the Caps. So I started to watch the game last night. It's 2-0 after 2 periods. They're at home, and I say, okay, this is over, and I'm going to go watch the basketball. Then this morning, I run into our mutual friend, Bernie Wolf, who was the original goaltender for the Washington Capitals franchise when the franchise opened. And Bernie said to me, don't you understand that the most worrisome lead in all of hockey is 2-0? And I looked at him and I went, who knew? I didn't know. Well, what do I know? Because when I woke up this morning, I saw that Montreal had tied the game 2-2, and then Ovechkin had ended it with what was apparently his first overtime playoff goal ever. How's that possible? He's played 30 years in the league. He's got more goals than anyone else of all time. So here's his night last night, okay? Scores the first goal, 1-0. Assists on the second goal, 2-0. Scores the winner, 3-2. Pretty good night, huh? Pretty good night. Darn good. The same year he breaks Gretzky's record. Wow. It's a mic drop if he wins the Stanley Cup. Let's take a break. Coming up.